man arrived in a small town in Oregon. He was on a business trip, just passing through. He checked into an old hotel on the edge of town. Quiet. Far from the noise of the city. The hotel looked normal at first. But something about it felt forgotten. The halls were long, narrow, and dimly lit. Old portraits stared silently from the walls. He checked in through an automatic system. No staff. No human voice. The screen gave him a room key. Room 312. He took the elevator to the 3rd floor. It creaked and moved slowly, like it hadn't been serviced in years. The hallway was colder. The lights flickered above him. And room 312 was at the very end. The door looked older than the others. Its handle felt icy cold to the touch. He opened it and stepped inside. The room was quiet. Too quiet. Everything seemed in place. A bed, a desk, a wooden closet in the corner. But the air felt heavy. Like the room hadn't been used for a long time. He tried to turn on the TV. It showed only black. No sound. No signal. He noticed the wall clock. The hands were frozen at 2:12. Still, he was tired. He turned off the light, lay down on the bed, and closed his eyes. But just before falling asleep, he heard it. A soft sound. A woman crying. He woke up suddenly. The digital clock beside the bed blinked. 2:12 a.m. The exact time on the broken wall clock. At first, he thought it was just a dream. But then, he heard it again. A soft cry. A woman. It was distant. But slowly, it got closer. The sound was coming from the closet. In the corner of the room. He sat up in bed. Tried to turn on the lamp. Click. Nothing. He pressed the switch again. Still no light. Then, the ceiling light flickered on by itself. In that split second, he saw a shadow standing in front of the closet. But when the light turned off again, the shadow was gone. His heart pounded in his chest. He couldn't move. Then he heard it. Breathing. Heavy. Slow. Right next to his ear. He turned his head. No one there. But the closet was now opening on its own. The old hinges let out a long, eerie creak. Inside, only darkness. But hanging in the back, a white nightgown. Soaked. Torn. Still dripping, like it had been crying. Then came the smell. Strong. Sweet. Jasmine. Not the kind from perfume, but the kind left at a funeral. He could feel it now. Someone. Something. Was in the closet. Staring back at him. He grabbed his jacket and ran out of the room without looking back. But just as he shut the door, the crying returned. Louder. Almost like a voice whispering. Don't leave me. He reached the hotel lobby. Out of breath. Shaking. Pale. He rang the bell. No answer. After a few minutes, a tired night staff finally appeared. Eyes red. Face blank. He looked at the room key. Room 312. And froze. His voice was low. Heavy. Almost afraid to speak. He finally said, "That room should be closed. Years ago, a young woman stayed in room 312. Alone. Just like him. The next morning, she was found dead. No wounds. No blood. No signs of struggle. Just lying there. Eyes open. Frozen in fear. Autopsy showed no cause of death. No poison. No heart failure. Nothing. Everything in the room was normal. Except for one thing. The wall clock had stopped. At 2:12 a.m. The exact time the man had woken up. After that night, the hotel locked the room. No guests. No bookings. But something strange started happening. The the system would reactivate the room by itself. No one knew why. Some guests, by accident, were placed in room 312. Each one reported the same things: crying, cold air, the smell of jasmine, and shadows, always near the closet. Some guests checked out early. Some were never seen again. And tonight, the system reactivated room 312 again. No one touched it. No one allowed it. It was as if something inside that room wanted him. The man couldn't sleep. Not after what he heard. Not after what he saw. Something inside him pulled him back to room 312. He asked the night staff to come with him. Reluctantly, they returned to the 3rd floor. The hallway was darker now. The air was thick, hard to breathe. The door to room 312 was unlocked, standing slightly open. Inside, everything looked the same, but felt different. The clock on the wall still showed 2:12. The closet door was now open wider. The air was freezing. On the bed, a photograph. Old. Faded. A young woman, smiling. On the back, a handwritten message. "Please hear me." The staff member clutched his head. He dropped to the floor, dizzy, his eyes full of fear. The man stood still, frozen, looking at the closet. Then, she appeared. Long black hair, wet nightgown, blood dripping from her lips, eyes empty, but locked onto his. She didn't speak. She didn't scream. She only stared. Long and deep. Then slowly, she vanished, disappeared into cold air. The lights died. The room went silent. By morning, room 312 was empty. The staff was found unconscious. But the man vanished. No one saw him again. But something changed. On the back of the photo, a new line had appeared. "One more soul to keep me company." Since that night, room 312 remains sealed, and no one dares to open it again.